In each and every recruiting cycle, there are always a couple of unicorn or crazy type players, but the number one recruit in the class of 2026 might take the cake for one of the craziest recruits of all time, and it legitimately sounds like he is made in the lab. He is the son of two Olympian athletes, scored in the top 2% on the ACT, was 6'8" as a freshman in high school, owns multiple world records, and has offers from every single school in college football. Today I'm going to introduce you to Jackson Cantwell. He comes out of Nixa, Missouri. He comes out of Southwest Missouri and is the biggest recruit to come out of that area since Dorial Green Beckham and might be one of the biggest recruits of all time. This guy is a 6'8" freak of nature, and in today's video we're going to talk about who this guy is, why he is such a unicorn prospect, and where I ultimately think he will end up. But before we get started, if you're a big fan of college football, be sure to take a quick moment to subscribe to the channel, leave a like if you want to support today's video, and let me know what player, team, topic, or situation I can cover next. Now let's get started, and I'm going to introduce you to Jackson Cantwell. Jackson is the son of former US Olympians Christian and Terry Cantwell, as Christian was a 5-time world champion and won a silver medal in the shot put in the 2008 Beijing Games, and in 2004 had a top 4 shot put in the world. Terry participated in the 2000 Sydney Games and was a 2-time NCAA shot put champion at SMU. In 2008, Jackson Cantwell was born 2 weeks before his due date, and he measured in at 24.5 inches and 11 pounds. He grew 3 or 4 inches each and every year and towered over every single person in his age group. As a freshman in high school, he was already taller than the average NFL offensive lineman. Christian Cantwell felt early on that Jackson was going to be unlike others, as he remembered his son benching 85 pounds as a 5 or 6 year old when the world record at the time was 52.5. They would end up training a ton, and international achievements would follow Jackson early on, as he had a ridiculous work ethic and he owned multiple world records in shot put and discus for 12 and 13 and 14 year olds. In middle school, he started to play football and was noticed, as his dad said, quote, "He played tight end and defensive end, but that was in 7th grade. He's just a hair over 6'6" and 235 pounds, so he may grow into a tackle or he might keep playing tight end. We don't know yet, but he's excited for the way that football is going, and we're excited for him." Also, Jackson is literally a genius. A week after his 14th birthday, he decided to sit down and take the ACT before his freshman year. He didn't even complete the math section, and after taking it, he learned that he earned a 33, putting him in the 98th percentile of recent high school graduates. Again, he wasn't even in high school yet, and he didn't even finish the math portion. The guy was nuts. Most recently, he's been named the number 1 recruit in the class of 2026, and it's nuts because at one point, he wasn't all that good. First, let's hear a word from today's sponsor, MyBookie. Convicted as I am about a certain bet, be sure to place your bet with MyBookie. This season, MyBookie is pulling out all the stops with incredible promotions like a weekly risk-free boost on Thursdays where you can bet without a sweat. If your bet hits, you win big. If it doesn't, forget it. MyBookie will refund your wager. But that's just the beginning. MyBookie is giving away hundreds of thousands in prizes with their Super Survivor and Square contests. Get your entries now in for your shot at huge cash rewards. When you're ready to get started, be sure to use my promo code Fisher50 and make sure to get some extra cash on top of your first deposit. If you type in Fisher50, you'll get up to $1,000 in a welcome bonus bet plus a $10 casino chip. MyBookie's tiered bonuses make it easy to deposit with crypto or with credit, and the bigger your deposit, the bigger your bonus. The bonus would be 100% match up to $1,000 plus a $10 casino chip. With MyBookie, you can bet on anything, anywhere, at any time, and make your season a winning season. Be sure to check out my link down below and use my promo code Fisher50. Football was his 4th or 5th priority athletically when he joined the high school team, and the 6'8" lineman would arrive at Nixa High School and was quickly humbled. His coach took him to an offensive lineman camp in Oklahoma, and he was competing against sophomores. On the first day, he was pushed around and couldn't figure it out, but on day 2, he showed how much of a unicorn prospect he is, as he ended up advancing to the championship of the sophomore age group. After his freshman year, he gained offers from the nation's top programs, including Alabama, Florida State, Miami, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Georgia. Even though at one point he had never played a high school snap, schools were offering him from across the country and projecting him to be an offensive tackle in the class of 2026. He also is a basketball star who is fluid on his feet and obviously has a great lineage in terms of track and field. Their head coach said, quote, "It's pretty amazing. He has not only been blessed genetically from his height, but he's also been blessed with his parents who have put a work ethic in him where he likes to work out and get stronger. He likes to be better than he was the day before, and everybody doesn't have that." At a recent combine in Columbia, Missouri, Jackson ran a 40-yard dash in just over 5 seconds, has a 27-inch vertical, and had the second biggest hands at the event. Currently, as I said, he's the #1 recruit in the class of 2026, as Jakeem Stewart, a defensive lineman, decided to reclassify to 2025, bumping Cantwell up, but I would not have been surprised if Cantwell was #1 regardless. He becomes the second player from Southwest Missouri to ever be named the #1 overall prospect, as he joins former Hillcrest, Springfield, Missouri standout Dorial Green Beckham, aka DGB, who was a 5-star, went on to Mizzou and Oklahoma, and kind of flamed out in the NFL. Currently, in terms of recruiting, Cantwell is down to a list of 14 schools, but many think that it's going to come down to Georgia and Mizzou, and those are the two that they're going to keep tabs on. As a Mizzou fan myself, I desperately hope he chooses the Tigers, as having him and Logan Reichert would be pretty crazy on that offensive line. But honestly, I'll probably put my money that he'll end up going to Georgia, as they've proven to be a dominant force on the offensive line. And I think Kirby has a better track record, and Georgia's just in a better spot as a program right now. His head coach said, quote, "Cantwell is exactly what you look for. He's as strong as anybody in the country, and he is athletic in both his track and basketball skills. He's exactly what college coaches want at left tackle. As I said, I think he'll probably end up at a school like Georgia or maybe Alabama or something, but Jackson Cantwell is one of the craziest recruits we've ever seen." But where does Cantwell compare to recent offensive lineman recruits? Well, in the class of 2025, the #1 offensive tackle is David Sanders, and he's currently listed as the 7th overall player. Sanders is going to Tennessee. In the class of 2024, Jordan Seaton was the #1 overall offensive tackle, and he was ranked number 13th in the country before he went to Colorado and is currently a freshman there. In the class of 2023, it was Caden Proctor from Des Moines, Iowa, as he was listed as the number 5 overall player in the country, and he is now a sophomore at Alabama. And then going back one more year before that to the class of 2022, Josh Connerly Jr. was the number 8 overall player in the class, the #1 lineman, and he came out of Washington, and he is currently at Oregon. So this is actually pretty crazy, and it seems like you really could consider Cantwell a prodigy type player. Not only is he the #1 lineman in his class, but he's now listed as the #1 overall player, and he truly is something else. According to 24/7 Sports, the best comparison for Cantwell is Liam Eichenberg, an offensive lineman for the Dolphins, and he'll one day make it to the NFL, I'm sure. To me, it'd be kind of fitting if the next big-time recruit out of Southwest Missouri ended up at Mizzou, like DGB, but we'll just have to wait and see on that one. Not only is he a 6'8" phenom, but he has multiple world records, is the son of Olympians, is a genius, and has an insane work ethic. We don't see many recruits like this, and I'm glad I got to quickly introduce you to him in today's video. But what do you guys think? What do you think of Jackson Cantwell, and who's another player or recruit who also was pretty crazy and deserves to get a quick feature? Be sure to let me know down below, leave a like if you want to support today's video, subscribe if you're new, and check out all of the videos on the end screen. I hope to see you guys again soon, but until next time, peace.